Today, we are talking about Ruby Rose saying, I was talked into doing OnlyFans by my ex. Alright, I'll be honest, I've watched like a certain brief part of the video, but with all the respect, Ruby Rose, I don't care what she's gonna say, I know this is gonna be some BS. Like straight BS, because I can already tell from what I've seen from Ruby Rose on social media. She seems like a very, from what I've seen from her in social media, she seems to be a delusional woman, which to me, I'll be honest, it's not really that surprising. Because typically women that are very attractive and have a very high social media following tend to also be very delusional. You know, it's like those things correlate for some reason. Like, the more pretty and the more social media followers that a pretty woman has, the more delusional they become. So I don't know what she's gonna say. I already know she's talking about DDG, but I just know it's gonna be some cap, BS, not true. But we'll see what she has to say. I personally don't think it's gonna be anything of value or anything that, you know, really correlates with the truth, because at the end of the day, it is your decision whether you want to do something or not. And you know, yes, we can have incentives, we can have people incentivizing us to do it, but at the end of the day, it is your choice to do something, right? In most cases, I'm not talking about like being forced to do something, which this clearly, and I know this for sure, was not the case. But let's get to it. Enough talking. Let's see.
Silent. Okay. My trauma dump is I was talked into doing OnlyFans by my ex, and you know, like it was cool for the first couple of years, but now it's like I have to keep doing it too. So I kind of like relate to you in that way, and it's just like definitely like put a damper on my reputation. But you know, it's a choice I made, and I'm just gonna stick it out. Hi.
Okay, I mean, at least she did acknowledge the fact that it is a choice that she made, and she was talked into. I mean, I don't know to what extent she says talked into, because you could be just like mentioned something like, oh, hey, do you know about this? And then you get into it. Or you can be also incentivized, like, yo, I think you should do this. You know, there's a difference in, you know, when someone tells you about something and incentivizes you to do something. So, I mean, at least she seems to kind of have some kind of accountability for that decision.
Let's just film in here, and yeah. What do you want people to know about you, Ruby?
What do you want people to know? Like, that's such a, like...
About me?
I would want people to know
what do you want
things to know about me.
What is something that people think about you that you wish they didn't, that is wrong?
I don't know, it can go in so many ways, but maybe probably, like, I built, again, like, I kind of said it in the trauma dump, like, this persona of myself that's, like, you know, like sex symbol, very sexualized. You know, like, that obviously is part of me, but, you know, there's more, but, so probably that.
Okay, I understand what she's trying to say, but you have to understand that, you know, social media is going to judge you based upon what they see. I mean, people are gonna judge you based upon what you show them. This is why a first impression of someone is so crucial. You know, that first impression that a person has of you is really going to determine if that relationship is going to continue or if it's not going to continue. And I'm talking about any kind of relationship, so a romantical relationship or a platonic relationship, right? So going back to Ruby Rose, yeah, I do believe that she has more personality, and I'm not trying to be funny. I do believe that she has a personality like anyone does, but we can only judge you based upon what we see from your own online persona. So, you know, it's like a gift and a curse, right? The same thing that gave you your millions of dollars and the fame and the rise is the same thing that people prejudice you for. Is the same thing that people used to judge you and to, you know, criticize you. But hey, it just comes with the fame, I guess. You know, have to accept it. nothing in life is just positive. There's always going to be negatives to it, to some extent.
So probably that.
Yeah. You wish that people didn't see you as just a sex symbol.
I mean, like I do, but also I don't care that much because I'm like, making millions of dollars and my real life is really amazing. But then it's like the social media, like how people talk about me on social media, definitely, of course, like you said, affects everybody. So
yeah. I mean, people say a lot of stupid. They accuse me of sleeping with every guest I have. It's so fun. But I feel like a girl can't be in a room with a guy without getting accused of sleeping with them.
But it's cute girls. The ugly.
Oh, I know. Then they're not going to say anything. I know. It's flattering.
Yeah, that's true. But it's also like depending on the way that you dress yourself, the way that you appear in social media. So the way that you dress, the way that you speak, just the way that you carry yourself. All of those things will lack of better terms, a hoe or just a casual girl, right? And this is even just outside of like social media, right? If you see a girl walking outside with like very short shorts, you might think that she's, a hoe, but maybe she's just a normal girl. But you're gonna judge that. Well, I'm using a very basic example, but I hope you guys are getting what I'm trying to say. Like, so your appearance, also the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, also determines how people are gonna judge you and how people are gonna view you at the end of the day. And again, it just comes with the territory. It just comes with how you portray yourself. And yeah, the same thing that gave you your likability. People like you for the way that you look. And yeah, you just have to accept it. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is.
For sure. Yeah. You guys, well, because they have to think you had a chance. And then if they think you had a chance or if they want to fuck you, then they're like, oh, well, you must be fucking every guy that is around you.
Literally,
I know.
We bitch, every nigga I take a picture with, I get accused of fucking. Yeah. That's the bro.
All the time.
Yeah, because you do OnlyFans, and usually people that do OnlyFans have sex. So, yeah. Well, I know she doesn't. I don't think she does have like intercourse on her OnlyFans page. I don't know, because I don't pay attention to those things at all. But still, like you're in an app, sexualizing yourself in an app that is OnlyFans, that is known for those kinds of things. So yeah, I'm sorry, but we're gonna think that you especially if it's like a famous guy or a well-known guy or a guy with some kind of status. So yeah.
But I feel like with you look really hot.
Yeah, well, not really hot, but I'm super sexualized. Like but that's my brain.
You just, I just feel like even if I tried to look, I mean, I should have wore that.
You should have looked push-up bra.
I actually tried it on today, and I was like, so pre-baby, I was probably like a.
All right, now they're just talking womanese. They're not saying anything valuable. But more of the story is that I don't necessarily. I thought from what I was hearing online, she was like, or from like the videos that I saw on YouTube, like it seemed like she was blaming DDG, but it seemed like she kind of gave him a little sly, like, oh, I'm only here because of him. But she didn't do it like very directly. She kind of like hinted to it, but it wasn't as direct as I thought it was gonna be. She did seem like she took some kind of accountability for her actions, which I guess is good. But also, if I'm not mistaken, like Ruby Rose is almost like 30 years old, right? Ruby Rose age. Yeah, Ruby Rose is she is 27 actually. She's gonna be 28 this year, so. And they do say that usually women, when they're reaching that age, they start to be more rational. And, this isn't surprising, to be honest. I feel like she's getting to an age where perhaps she wants to start building a family, having kids, having a husband. And maybe she's realizing that people aren't going to take her seriously because of her past mistakes, or, no, not mistakes, past decisions. Which are the decisions that gave her the fame, that gave her the millions, but also are most likely affecting her, dating life or her private life. But hey, you just have to accept it, or she just has to accept it. That but I feel like she can find a man. There's always a guy that regardless of what the woman has done in the past, is gonna give her a second chance, and that's cool. No, not me though. But hey, hopefully she finds a guy that gives her a chance and takes her seriously. But yeah, that's Ruby Rose. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. What you think about this? What do you think about this topic? How do you feel about Ruby Rose? How do you feel about what she said? And also, don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. I literally, basically just started this channel, so I'm trying to see where I can get to. I believe in myself, and I feel like I can, definitely, just, I believe I can be one of the biggest YouTubers as long as I put my mind to it and I work for it. So yeah, I mean, we gotta start somewhere, right? So yeah, make sure to leave a comment. What do you think about this Ruby Rose topic? Also, what videos would you like me to react to? And yeah, just give me advice. Give me advice on certain things that you guys think I should do and shouldn't do as well. And yeah, guys, I'll be seeing you soon, sometime, hopefully. All right, I'm out.